What is ZYN?
ZYN is not a sin. That's the advertising campaign.
Really?
Nicotine as a chemical is not bad for you.
Way less healthy to vape than it is to use ZYN.
Fewer known carcinogens, and it can be used indoors where smoking is banned.
That's something for FDA to speak to. I can't speak to that from here.
ZYN is definitely having a moment.
Many people see it as a threat.
Pouch packed with problems.
I'm like, what is that? He goes, it's the future.
These white pouches may be the future of the tobacco industry.
And they are quickly growing in popularity.
Over the last few years, they've actually grown at a rate of 8% per month.
And then use the social media to hook them.
The hashtag ZYN amassing more than 700 million views on the app.
Oh no, it's a little sugar glider coming straight to my lower deck.
I've been frequenting Mr. ZYN here for a little bit.
You know what these are, then you probably have a boyfriend who's addicted.
When they see things that catch their eye, we're setting them up to be curious and use those things.
People are just saying that they just give you a really good head rush.
Wow, I've never felt like this before. And that's the nicotine hitting your dopamine receptors.
These nicotine pouches seem to lock their sights on young kids.
So how can you be for legal weed and want to crack down on ZYN nicotine pouches?
ZYN is a highly engineered small white pouch that comes in 10 flavors, with a promise of giving you that good nicotine hit. 3 to 6 milligrams of hit to be precise. After the fall of vaping, with the promise of no tobacco or smoke, ZYN's popularity grew exponentially. ZYN has captured an impressive 76% US market share, and it's currently selling 334 million cans per year and making around $1.8 billion in 2023 only. News channels are covering it, celebrities are taking it and talking about it, and there's a whole trend going in TikTok called Zyninfluencer.
But if I'm doing it, I'm going off in, because that's what we do.
First ZYN going in. Oh my god. Oh my god.
These videos are kind of cringe and dumb, to be honest, but the real question is, what caused the meteoric rise of ZYN? Despite being available in more than 200,000 stores, it constantly goes out of stock. So the real question is, why is America so obsessed with nicotine, and why ZYN? There are 3 main reasons why ZYN is going viral. Let's start with its origin. See, the concept of nicotine pouches is not new. It was created around the same time when the first e-cigarette was created in 2000. Nicotine pouches were created in Sweden in the 1960s by a Swedish tobacco company named Swedish Match. They introduced snus, a moist powdered tobacco product similar to ZYN, but the only difference is that snus contains tobacco. After studies proved that tobacco can cause cancer, the modern nicotine pouches were developed. In 2014, Swedish Match launched ZYN in the United States. But there was one thing stopping ZYN from taking over the market. One unstoppable force, which if not taken down, ZYN would have never become great. And that force is
vaping.
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 After the invention of the first e-cigarette in 2000, vaping took over the world in the next 2 decades. With its huge cultural presence, vaping penetrated every smoking market from non-smokers to smokers, from adults to teens. With no signs of stopping, the vaping industry reached a valuation of $40 billion at its peak, getting everyone and their mother addicted to nicotine. But when it was looking like no one could stop the vaping industry, 2017 came. What happened in 2017, you asked?
Vaping by teenagers has reached epidemic levels.
Local officials across the country are cracking down on the public use and sale of vape products.
A nationwide ban on flavored vaping materials because of those deaths and the number of cases of mysterious illness.
The FDA stepped in and said nope. They made regulations left and right to stop vaping amongst kids, and the vaping industry from being a $40 billion industry to a measly $450 million company. I'm talking about you, Jewel. After the downfall of vaping, people were left with nicotine addiction.
My name is McCall Mirabella, and I am addicted to nicotine.
Your neighbor kid Timmy needed his daily puff hit. After the vaping downfall, there was a gaping hole ready to be filled. Well, there was a huge hole in the market, damn it. With the absence of vaping, people needed something new to quench the thirst of nicotine. And ZYN took that opportunity and ran with it. When you think about it, ZYN doesn't have all the flaws that took down the vaping industry. You see, cigs contain tobacco. Vaping contains chemicals. When it comes to ZYN, it doesn't have any tobacco or chemicals. It's made out of plant fiber that slowly melts in your mouth. Well, that's what their website says at least. ZYN presented themselves as this healthier alternative to cigs and vape. They ran campaigns like "Can't smoke, can't vape, can ZYN." ZYN doesn't produce any kind of smoke, so people started taking it everywhere. You can tell if someone's vaping because of that obvious vapor cloud, but you can't tell if someone's using ZYN or not, unless they're stuffing their mouth like a chipmunk. Don't be like that guy. ZYN also made their ad campaign surrounding around this idea. You can use it in an elevator, in meetings. FDA stopped dual releasing their products in multiple flavors because it appeals to the younger generation. But with no current regulations for nicotine pouches, ZYN came up with all sorts of colorful packaging and flavors. All this factored in huge sales numbers of ZYN pouches, and people quickly adapted ZYN as the new vaping alternative. Just being a really good product is not enough. It needs to be a part of the culture. And the quickest way to make something part of the culture is social media. As people started using ZYN, they started making content out of it. While some just showed how they used it, some went crazy with it. Some made content that was absolutely ridiculous. And some just started preparing for doomsday. It looks like these people are preparing for a nicotine apocalypse. The internet did what it always does, made memes. Multiple memes started flooding the internet. Terms like lip pillow and Zyninfluencers were coined. People started making content out of these white pouches. TikTok got flooded with ZYN videos. Soon celebrities started talking about it. During a podcast, Tucker Carlson said ZYN is not a sin, and started claiming its unproven benefits, like enhancing male vitality and mental acuity.
Yeah, but the truth is ZYN is a powerful work enhancer and also a male enhancer, if you know what I mean.
Really?
Yeah.
Talking erection, huh?
Dude is like a fanboy of ZYN, but ZYN officials released a statement saying it does no such things. They were like, we're good, we don't want that kind of attention. Soon, Joe Rogan talked about it in his podcast.
ZYN. If I'm an everyday ZYN guy, if I stop it, am I gonna be like?
No, I stopped it the other day for 2 days. I said I want to see what it's like.
And?
Nothing.
All this resulted in meteoric sales numbers. ZYN started from 1 million sales per year to now selling around 300 million packets in 2023, and projections are around 500 million for 2024. In 2017, ZYN started with only 9,000 retail stores. By the end of 2021, they are in 120,000 retail stores. The growth is just exponential. When it comes to marketing, ZYN's very cautious about their approach. They don't want a similar fate as Juul. ZYN already has a warning on their packaging, unlike Juul when it initially launched. They also discourage any kind of memes or TikToks that might influence kids. But whether they want it or not, with the packaging, flavors, and its huge social media presence, it's bound to attract all sorts of demographics. Let's be clear, it contains nicotine, and nicotine is highly addictive. Nicotine addiction can lead to a variety of problems, both physical and psychological.
If you take kids that are in their teenage years and you make them lifelong users 4 or 5 decades later, I don't know what the health consequences would be.
Individuals who use nicotine-containing products regularly can develop a dependency on it. This dependency can lead to cravings, withdrawal symptoms when trying to quit, and difficulty in quitting altogether. Chronic nicotine use may impair cognitive performance over time. In an ideal world, no one should take any kind of addictive substance, but we're not living in an ideal world, are we? Till then, at least the product you're taking should be safe and not kill you. So, the big question arises, is ZYN safe? Well, ZYN have applied for the FDA approval in 2020. Right now, the FDA's not given any statement or restriction of any sort. They're allowing ZYN to stay in the market. They only issued a warning on April 4th, 2024, regarding underage sales of the product. Some people are having gum issues after taking ZYN, and in recent studies, some harmful substances such as ammonia and formaldehyde are found in ZYN. So, time will tell if it causes any kind of health issues or not. Till then, ZYN will keep capturing more and more market, and big tobacco will keep growing. Yes, ZYN is owned by the same company that makes cigarettes and also Juul. But that's a topic for another video. See you in the next one.